Hi, Marnie.
Hi,
David.
Marnie. I was muted.
Hi, David, Reverend Dave. I got your email to do with the Facebook.
Do you think it'll work? It worked for me.
I don't know because I just got home and I just went into it real quick and I noticed what it was. So
Yeah. Don't make the mistake I did and post to like 10 different groups, and then try to take them out, because they'll all just sit there and say, "It's me again."
What do you mean? Like if you do it and then
You need to do it and then immediately go into your wall and do the instructions that's on the video.
oh, okay, for each group.
Right. It's a
Okay.
little tedious, but it's well worth it. The guy on the video says he had like 300 groups he was doing it for.
Oh.
So that's nothing like we have. We don't have near that.
Okay, so individually each group do it. Okay.
Right.
Alrighty.
Did you post that link in the chat room there, Reverend Dave?
I did. I posted it also on your Skype.
Okay.
So where'd you come up with? How did you find it out on YouTube?
My friend knew about it, so she sent it to me. She was going to show it to me, and she says, I couldn't remember, but then she remembered she had the video in her archive, so she sent it to me, and I forwarded it to everybody else.
That's awesome.
So it's pretty simple. It's a very short video, lasts 5 minutes at the most. So it's very short, and it's very easy to do.
Very self-explanatory there. I watched the video earlier, and it seemed to explain everything very simply.
Awesome. After all this time, eh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Facebook didn't go to any trouble to make it self-explanatory or easy, but somebody did for us. Thank you. Thank Reverend Dave for passing it on.
Yes, it's awesome. And I don't know why it all of a sudden just started like that, because did you do that too, Dave? Did it do that for Reverend Dave for you too? Like for a while you were okay, and then all of a sudden it just started where we weren't okay?
Well, I haven't been posting on Facebook for long. I just started doing it tonight, pretty seriously. So I'm not a big Facebook thing, but my friend assures me I'm leaving money on the table if I don't post to Facebook. So I don't like to leave money on the table, especially if there's something I can do about it that's simple and easy to do. So
that's true. A lot of people do very well with Facebook.
I know that Michelle does quite well.
Hi. Drink some water. Oh, that's what. I'm gonna mute you out, but I'll still listen to you. Okay?
That's fine.
Okay.
Anybody got any exciting news while we're waiting for a few other people to come in here? A couple others anyway.
I don't think Corinne's going to be here tonight. She's in Los Angeles.
Last I heard, she was headed towards the airport to get on a plane.
Yeah, she doesn't get to Los Angeles until 11 o'clock my time.
Well, that's pretty close to 11 o'clock my time, too.
Yeah.
She went to visit her sister, I think it was, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Today's her birthday.
Today's her birthday.
So I sent her a Skype greeting and also mentioned her on the Skype chat room we have.
Yep, I saw that. I saw where you did. I'd already wished her happy birthday too.
Hope you got a lot of greetings. I remember last year when it was, or this year when it was my birthday in January, I got like 35 greetings from people that I barely knew and all wishing me. I took it because whenever I get a birthday thing, I always put a note in.
I do too. I do too.
Seems good public relations.
Yep. I think so. I'm excited about today. In case y'all wonder, there are 2 days a year that I get real excited about the business. And that is the first Tuesday after the first Monday in September, and it is the 2nd of January. That's the 2 days a year that I get the most excited about this business. Anybody know why?
Because it's a busy time.
Well, yeah. That is the time of year. This business goes in cycles. It goes up and down and up and down in cycles. And it has, for the last 40 years, it's gone through pretty much the same cycles over and over. And summertime is one of the worst times of year. It's one of the slowest times of the year. But the first Tuesday after the first Monday is the official end of summer. That's not by your calendar, but as far as business is concerned, that's the official end of summer and the start of the network marketing and online marketing busy time. We have about 2.5 months now of a time when things should be really hopping with this business, and then it'll slow down again for another month and a half, and then from the 2nd of January on through towards the end of March, it starts hopping again and being a booming business. And then we get back into the summertime, and it seems like everybody's got something going on, some activity going on, or something to do, and a lot of them just forget about the online marketing business, and then come the second day, the first Tuesday after the first Monday, that's the day after Labor Day, they all seem to start flooding back in. So now's the time to get your hook and line and sinker out there and see what you can reel in. It is starting today.
Preach it, brother.
I'm preaching it because that's the way this business has been as far as I can remember. And that's probably for the last 40 years. And that's even before the internet. The same thing seems to happen, same pattern. So, and the business usually booms. So we're looking forward to it. We're excited about it. Ready for it. My wife's actually showing me up now. She's brought in and sponsored 2 more people than I have in the last few days. So she's getting in there at it too. I don't know who that was. Somebody just dropped off from us, but I guess they'll be back.
I'm still here.
I'm still
here.
Dave's still here.
Must have been Marnie.
Must have been Marnie accidentally dropped off. But that's all right. She'll be back. I talk about what we talked about there yesterday, day before, whenever it was, Dave. And I'm kind of set up on the screen here if anybody's looking at the screen share.
I
Kind of, if you're wondering why I've got on the screen what I've got on the screen, I'm kind of getting ready. Dave had a question. Reverend Dave had a question, and we started to talk about it, and then we decided no, we're going to hold off because it would be something really good to talk about tonight. And it is something good. And it doesn't matter what business you're in. Doesn't matter what business you're promoting, what program you're promoting. I think this is something that is important to learn that will help your business no matter what. And anyway, so here in just a few minutes we're gonna break down and start talking about it. Good evening. This is Mike in Georgia.
Hi, it's Sandy.
And this is Sandy. All right.
Yeah.
Good evening, Sandy. Good evening, Doug, if he's there listening.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, man. So how are you doing, Sandy? How's things going?
Oh, good. We're running around, so I thought I'd better get on the call before it gets hectic. But I'll put you on mute so you don't hear all the traffic noises.
Okay. We're
Everybody
glad to...
okay? Is everybody doing well?
Well, I'm doing well. I know. I assume Reverend Dave and David's here, and I think we got Marnie, and we had Marnie in here a minute ago. I'm not sure if she's still here or not. She was going to mute out, but still stay around. So.
Hi, Sandy.
Hi, Reverend Dave.
How you doing?
Good. How are you all doing?
Good. I was thinking about you the other day. I was praying for you.
Oh, thank you. We've been praying for you, too, and your wife.
We need it. We
Oh,
we're hitting bumps in the road that are pretty vigorous.
yeah.
But she went on a 80 milligram water pill that's got her going to the bathroom nonstop. And then they put her on that last week. Went into weigh her this week, and she gained a pound.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
So we're pretty disgusted with the whole thing. So
Yeah.
It'll catch up. She'll lose it.
I hope so. She needs to.
We're drinking that Kangen water. You've heard of that, haven't you?
Kangen water, yeah.
Yeah, they have stores here that sell it. We can't afford to buy the machine. But I'll tell you, we're constantly in the bathroom, and we've lost a few pounds with it. I wonder if that would help her.
I don't know. I have friends out here that sell it, and they've been trying to get me in the business for years, it seems. I just don't have the money for it, so.
No, but we buy it. It's $2 for the initial bottle, so you get the bottle, and then it's $1 for refills. And I mean, you can bring your own bottles. So, we buy like 10 bottles about every week.
Huh.
And I'm telling you, it's we're all drinking it, even Melissa. So
Wow.
you might want to try it. Buy a couple of bottles, see if it helps.
Well, they're not allowed to sell it up here. They were told they're not.
Oh.
They can only give it away, and of course they lose money whenever they do that, so they're
Sure.
out of business.
Oh, that stinks.
Yeah.
Well,
They're not even allowed to suggest that you make a donation. So I guess their upline's really strict, and
Yeah. Oh, that's terrible.
because I was using it a while ago, I had two 5-gallon coolers
Mhm.
that I had in the in my refrigerator, And I used it for everything. I used it for all my drinking, all my cooking, and it really helped me.
Yeah.
It tasted great, and I felt great. But then they said we're not allowed to do this anymore. So
No.
Mm.
But do you know John Michael Salvato?
no.
He's been around IBO, and but not so much IBO as other MLM businesses. But we were involved in one business with him a couple of years ago, and he told us about so what is it? Not Aladdin. Anyway, there's a I'll look for it. There's a site, and the machine is only like $250, and it's the same machine. I mean, it's crazy. It's the same machine, and we were going to order it, but the thing is with the machine is you got to buy the filters, and it's just easier for us to go buy the water. It really is. So we didn't do it, but that's a more economical way to do this thing. But
I'd love to have the machine. It works well.
Yeah, but it's who has $4,000? I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, he's a doctor, but he's also I think he was a monk, and he bought these for the monasteries that he was associated with, and he had them in all the monasteries. I'll look for the number. I mean the web address.
Okay.
I'm sure I have it. So might be an option for you.
Yeah. I can handle 250.
Yeah, it's good. If you can't buy the water, it's a good way to go.
I hesitate to bring another business into the mix, but I found something that's a list building thing. If anybody's interested, please contact me. It's viral. It's a viral list building system, and it's free. There is an upgrade if you want, but you don't have to.
Go to go to our Feeder Matrix chat room and post it there. I think everybody on this call is there. So
Okay. Like I said, it is free. They encourage you to upgrade, but you don't have to.
don't all of them encourage you to upgrade?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It'd be out of business if they didn't encourage you to upgrade.
that's the name of the game. Name of the game. Well, I'm gonna jump in here, Dave, and I'll let you kind of help me along here. But the other day, Rev Dave, I'm talking about, asked me a question and asked me how to go about doing something, because on his he got an email giving him a report on his Weebly page, and it told him how many hits he had. Dave, how many hits did you have to that page? How many views, page views?
8,699.
Does anybody think 8,000 pages? That's a month. That's in a month, isn't it, Dave?
And nobody signed up with me, so I was trying to think of a way to do it, and they said, well, you need to have like a questionnaire or a survey, and you need to have a blog.
Okay.
And I said, well, I've heard about blogging. Of course, we've all heard about it, but I have no clue how to write one, and I just could use some tips.
Blogging is pretty much just you. Just get on and talk about any subject that is interesting to you, because if it's interesting to you, it's probably interesting to someone else too. And if they're interested, they'll keep coming back. The same thing is true with your PRs on IBO. Now I have a blog site too, but I primarily, everything on my blog site is duplicated in PRs on my IBO site. So that's pretty simple. But I want to talk about how you can set up. Then you mentioned the other thing too, which is really important, and that's to have a contact form. Number one, you got contact form on some of your capture pages and your landing pages and things like that, but most all of us have a personal web page that we've put up, and I know Sandy uses a different system. She doesn't use Weebly, she uses them, but I'm sure that system, I can't think of the name of it right now, right this minute, Sandy, but I'm sure that system has available just the same as Weebly does, and that is a contact form. It is, in my opinion, it's worth every penny you pay for it. My opinion is a contact form is extremely important to have on your website. Why do I say that? Is because you don't want to sit there with 8,000 people come and look at your website and not know who they are, and not have any way, form, or fashion to contact those people, and establish a, what did we call this, relationship marketing. You don't want to establish a relationship, but you need a way to contact those people that came and visited your website. Not every one of them are going to come to your website and buy what you got to sell, or join whatever you want them to join, or whatever. They're not going to all come and jump and do it the very first time they come to your website. So you want a way to be able to contact those people and just try to build that little relationship, encourage them to keep coming back. The first thing you need to do is make sure your website is interesting enough for them to come back, and don't pour all the information you got out on one page out there. If you give them every bit of the information they want, they got no reason to come back to your page. And that's one thing you want them to do, is keep coming back to your page. The other thing you want to do is you want to at least get their name and email address, and hopefully what you want to do is also capture their phone number. I highly recommend trying to capture the phone number as well, so that you can contact these people and see if you can start to build that relationship enough to, what's the word I'm looking for, just so that you can stay in contact with them and encourage them to come back and visit your web page again and again and again. And eventually, they say it takes about 7 or 8 times. You gotta drip on someone. You gotta expose your product or your program or your website to someone before they will actually buy or join, or whatever, commit to keep coming back. And the way you do that is, I'm on Weebly site right now, if anybody's looking at the screen share, and what I have done is I've created just a blank page. I went to one of the other pages that I have, websites I have, and I went and created a blank page on that website. So that's all this is a blank page. And you got 2 ways to do this. You can add a contact form to just a blank page here, put just a little text around it to let people know what it is and what they're filling out, and then put a link back to this page over on your main page or whatever, so that when people coming scrolling down through the main page and they see the link, and they can click on that and take them over here to fill the page out, fill the form out. And you create that form in Weebly by coming over to your tools under Basic, and they have a thing called Contact Form. You just drag that over and drop it on your page, and there it is. Boom, I created a contact form already. It looks pretty boring, but it's there. You can change and edit this to make it say whatever you want. I would recommend you get a little more creative than what I just did. I wrote in there, this is my new contact form, in the title of it. They have already preloaded a place for you to put, for people to put their first name, their last name, the email address, and to leave a contact. And you can edit these forms and simply by clicking on the title of the individual form blanks. In this case, I clicked on the word name, and you can change that title, make it say whatever you want to. I just changed it to say, please add your name. You can, and then they have some little extra things you can do. You can require that name. If you've noticed on other forms and things like that, most of the time they put a little red asterisk out by the title of the particular blank, and with a note that red asterisk means that form, that part of the form is required. And then you can come over here, and in the box that pops up when you're creating the form, and it has a tab. You can set that tab to no or yes. That's either required or not required. If I change it to no, then the little red asterisk goes away, and people are not required to put their name. Well, of course, this form's really not much good to me unless they put name. Next thing you can do is you can actually add some instructions for that particular blank. You can add instructions for each blank. In this case, I'm going to put, please add your real name. You'd be surprised how many people I get filling the forms out, and they just give me a string of characters that they've randomly typed on the thing. But in this particular case, I'm going to put, please add your real name. And what happens is when people put the pointer there at where I've got please add your name, a little box will pop up and it'll say, please add your real name. My wife says she don't know her real name. It's Sweetheart. There you go.
What if I don't know?
Oh, she said, what if she doesn't know her real name? You'll have to figure it out. The next thing they got is you can change the margin around that particular item to, you know, from either a large space, a small space, or no space at all. Okay. And then if you go down and just click off the form, you can make that editing box go away. And now whenever I put my pointer over the blanks for the first name or last name, it comes up and says, please add your real name. I can do the same thing with the email. I can put add your, I'm sure y'all have probably seen this before, best email. Or you could put your best real email. So many people put phony emails too. I don't know why anybody would go to trouble filling a form out if they're not going to put real information in there. But there again, you got also the same options. You can make the email required or not required. If you don't really want their email, you can put no. I think you really want their email. You can add instructions, just like before on the other one. Please add real. You can put as much or little in this box as you want. I put in there, please add your real email. There again, you got the same thing as far as spacings around it, margins around it. And on this this particular box, you have one more editing item. It's called advanced. You click on that, and what that does is that allows you to change the width of the blank space. In this particular case, it's large. You can make it down small, or you can make it just somewhere in the middle there. You want to be sure you give them enough room to type their whole email address in there. Some people got little short email addresses, which is ideal, I think, and some people have email addresses that are so long that it fills the box up and it's almost impossible to memorize it. But you can change the length of that particular box by doing the same thing. The same thing applies with the comment box. Now, depending on what you want this form to do, depending on why you're putting this form in, is whether or not you put a comment box in at all. You can delete the comment box, or you can make it having a comment required, depending on what instructions you give them about the information you want put in the comment box. And the same thing applies with the width and the height. You can change that to big or little. If you don't want them to get carried away, you make a little bitty space there. Actually, as they type into space, the space will grow with their typing. So it really just depends on what makes it look good on your web page. And of course, you've got the spacing in there, just like we had before with the margins. That pretty much creates the form. And what you do is you simply go up to the top there and click on save, and that will save this form to your website. In this particular case, that's the only thing on this website, because I created a new website just for this form. You might want to come back in and add a title or add some text. You do that by dragging a text box up there, and then you can type in here. You can add text up there, up above it, to tell people what the form is, what its purpose is, or what it's there for, why you want them to fill it out, whatever information you actually want to give them, and you can make that text as big or small as you like, and you can make it any color you like. I'm not the world's greatest at dreaming up things like that, but not the greatest web page creator, but it would be useful. This would be a useful little form. Now, I would change the text if you was really going to use it, but it would be a useful little form just for capturing someone's name and email address. Another thing you can do, see if I can find, we'll scroll down here a little bit. You can, if I can figure out where, you can create other types of forms, for lack of a better word. You can put a survey form. Let's drag a survey form down here underneath that one. And you can edit the survey form pretty much the same way. You can, you have a little short survey right here. You can edit that survey so that you can gather whatever information you want, instead of saying how did you hear about this site, you can say, you can change that and say, why did you hear about this site? That's not what I would recommend putting, but I'm just doing this just to simply show you can change it. If that's information that is important to you and important and you want to gather it, you can make it required, or you can make it not required if that particular piece of information is not required. They have some different things. We'll change that back to why didn't really look good there. They have different things with radio buttons on beside them. You can let me interrupt things here just a second. I'm going to take it back to the other form here because I want to add something to this other form. Okay. There is another item you can drag over. I'm looking for it now. I don't see it right off the top of my head, but you can add other things. Let's see if we can add a button in here. Button's not what I was thinking about. Button, you can add buttons. You can add information on that button, and make it say, you can add the button, you can make it say whatever you want. You can change the style of the button, make it a small one, make it a larger one. You can change the background, make it solid background or whatever. You can add a link in here. This link is whatever you want to add to it, whatever action you want people to take when they click that button. up to.
Mike, I apologize, but I need to go.
Okay, Dave. If you need more information on this, we'll talk about it later. When you.
All right, thanks.
Okay.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Pretty much, make a long story short here, I wanted to add this information. You got all kind of things you can do. You can add a survey. I just added a survey down here at the bottom. You can edit this survey to make it survey what you want. You can create a poll. A poll is very useful if you want to capture people's name and information and things like that. You can add the poll in conjunction with with the form up above. If, where they add they can put in their name and email address if they want to fill the form out, and you can add it in conjunction with this, and you can see that it will. You can create your own poll. Same thing. You got editing functions over here, so you can edit and change the poll, make it be what you want it to be. Make it the top margin a big margin and the bottom margin big or small, and things like that. Somebody got a question in there, or am I just boring everybody, putting them to sleep?
I'm still here.
You're still here. Okay. The reason I'm going into this is one thing. It was, like I said, Rev Dave asked me about it, because the report he got from Weebly said that he didn't have any of his contact forms filled out, and the reason he didn't have a contact form filled out, so he didn't have any information from it, was because he didn't have a contact form on his website, and he didn't have a blog, any blog information or blog comments. That's the word I'm looking for, because basically he didn't have a blog on there either. And using these tools over here on the side are some of the ways that you can add those things. And the reason you want to add those things is because you want to know who comes to your website. You may want to know why they came to your website, in which case you can use the survey. You can want to know what they thought about your website, or what they thought about almost any subject. There, where you create a poll, and the poll will give you information like how many people responded to your poll, how many total votes did you have for your poll, what the results were for the different questions on the poll, and things like that. And why do you want to know this? You want to capture their name and contact information, so that when people come to your website actually does something for you, not just sits there and look pretty. You can make the prettiest website in the world, but if that website is not capturing information for you, not only is your website supposed to give out information, it's supposed to capture information for you, so that you can contact the people that are viewing your website, and you can begin to build a relationship there, so that ultimately down the line you can create a new team member, someone that you can work with to help build their business as well as build your business. Adding the different things to your site. Now you can add other things too. You can add images into your website, pictures and things like that. You can add a picture gallery. Picture gallery is fun to add. You can make a slideshow out of it. You can create it and make it a slideshow. You can add but pictures, and unless you got some reason for people to need to see the picture, it doesn't gather a whole lot of information. It just gives out information. One thing you can do is you can add a map to your website. you go. Anybody want to go to San Francisco? Well, we got a map of San Francisco now. You can change that and make that a map of anywhere you want to. Anywhere that would be useful. If you have a retail outlet or a place where people would want to come to you, they want to know where you are and how to get to you, you might want to add a map to your website. But the most important thing you want to do is gather information about who comes to your website, who comes visit the website, you know, so that you can establish that relationship with them, so you can contact them and, if nothing else, ask them, why did they come to the website? What were they looking for? What information there? You can do that with a poll. Is what information, you can ask them what information they were, looking for. Were they, and by getting the information that they were looking for, that you may need to change your website. You may need to edit it. You may need to make it say something different, or to serve up different information. I heard the bell there. Good evening. This is Mike in Georgia, and who's joined us, and where do you come from?
Hi, Mike. It's Marnie. I couldn't get in. I got disconnected, and I just got back in now.
I heard you get kicked out. I thought maybe you'd done something and dropped out. I figured you would be coming back. I don't know. I'm not sure what happened.
I sent you 2 messages on your Skype saying I couldn't get in.
Be honest with you, I don't have the Skype screen up.
So did I miss much?
Like all of it, but I am recording it, and I will post it up, so you will be able to go back and hear this at your convenience. We're talking about adding different forms and contact information and things like information on your websites that you might create that will allow you to gather information of particularly information pertaining to the viewers of your website, people that have come, and to visit your website. So you can gather information such as, first of all, who they are, how to contact them, and what were they looking for when they came to your website. And you can do that by adding contact forms. You can pretty much do a lot of it just by adding a contact form and editing it. And you can add different boxes to these. This is the boxes that come if you just drag over contact form and drag it over. This is the boxes you'll wind up with. You can change the text around them and edit that. You can change whether or not those particular blanks are required or not required. You can change the size of them so that you make it fit your website. A lot of times I use a form, and I don't have see if I can figure out how to, well, that ain't it. Well, I can't figure out how to do it right this second. Well, anyway, you can delete this box altogether, the comment box altogether. If you want to add just a form that just looks for people's names and email address, and you can do that rather than adding first name and last names. Like I said, you can edit these to say what you want, and you could eliminate one box. Just have one box up there for a name. A lot of times people will be more than glad to put their first name in, but they don't really want to put their first name, last name. So depending on what you're using the contact form for, what information is important that you gather, if just a first name and maybe an email address, or a first name and a phone number, or whatever, you can edit your form to the point where you get down to it's just a little short form like that. You can make it a great big long form. Let's see let's see here. See if I got one that has a form on it, long form on it. I don't think I do.
When you say a forum, like a forum?
Not a forum, a form. F-O-R-M. I was looking to see if I had one that has a forum on it. I don't think I do on this site.
So what's the difference between a forum and a forum then?
A forum, a F-O-R-U-M. You can add both. You can add either or both. You have to come over here to the tools and look for what you want. They have just about everything you want over here. If you now
Are you
forum.
are you in Stifort sites that you're talking about?
No, these are not Stifort. This is I'm editing a Weebly web
Oh,
page
okay.
that I've created. I've created this page here tonight. It's just real simple little page. I didn't do anything to it, mainly because I wanted to use it for demonstration purposes tonight.
Oh, because I'm not in to see the forum.
Well, you will be able to see it on the when I posted up the recording. But this is I just created a forum here, just simply by dragging this toolbox right here. I drug it over here and dropped it on the page, and now we have a forum on this web page.
A forum or a forum? Because you just said a forum. No.
Forum. This
Okay.
is I just created a forum. Below that, I have somewhere down here, I have a form. F-O-R-M. We created a form. Form is used primarily to capture people's information, their contact information, so that you can contact them. When we started out by Rev Dave contacted me a couple days ago, had a question on his Weebly website that he's created, and he gets a lot of traffic to it. He had over 8,000 page views last month.
Wow.
And which is good. That's really good. Problem is, he had basically no sales off that page. No one clicked on anything to go sign up with him or buy a product that he had or whatever. His page was pretty, it looked good, had a lot of people coming to it. His advertising, it drove a lot of people to this page. They came and they looked at it and they left without taking any kind of action. And what you want is something on your page that encourage people to take action. Putting a form, F-O-R-M, not the forums, forum, wherever that is, putting a form on your web page is some action, and of course you can add a title to that to and let people know what the form is, why you want them to fill the form out, and or give them a reason to fill the form out. Maybe you got a free ebook you want to give them or something like that. Fill the form out and I'll send you this ebook. Or maybe you want to send them to a special website, and you're offering them opportunity to go take a look at this special website, but they need to fill the form out first in order to go to it. You can create this form and put it on your website. Creating this form was really simple. All I did was come over to here where it says contact form. I drug it over into the website and dropped it, and bingo, there it was. This is the basic form to get you from this start. You can edit, you can add other new blanks to it. You can retitle these blanks. You can make them different sizes. You can make the contact box little, you can make it small, change the width and height. Now instead of a little box, we've got a great big box here for people to type into. Like I said, you can edit that and make it anything you want, but by having a form, you can contact people's information and gather their contact information so that you can establish a relationship with them. You can contact them and just talk to them, find out why they went to your website, what did they like about your website, what they didn't like about your website. This is questions you can add to your forum too if you want. Just what were they looking for, how your website helped them, and how you can help them if the website didn't accomplish what they were looking for. Build a relationship, and by building a relationship, that's what we're in, is relationship marketing. You build that relationship, and then you can eventually lead them into purchasing your products, signing up for your programs, or whatever. It doesn't matter what program you're dealing with. You can use this sort of thing, these tools, to get the people on your website that visit your website to take an action. Here we created a poll. You can actually, I didn't create the poll. That's just a sample poll there, but it did it the same way. I went over here and drug poll over survey. That was up above there, but there's a poll here too. I drug it over. There's a lot of tools over here you can use, but like I said, your primary goal, your number one goal of having a website is to not only feed people information that they're looking for, but to give them enough information to be able to help them make a decision. And you want them to make a decision, you want them to take an action so that you can contact them and help them make that decision, whatever that decision happens to be, or whatever decision you want them to make. You can help lead them in that direction.
Well, okay, that's similar to what Cypher did, where you have a chance to go in and I forget how they word it, and you go in for free and whatever. A similar idea.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's, yeah, any web page you create has two main functions. One, that you want to provide information to the people that come to your website to visit, but your goal for providing that information is to capture the information so that you can contact them. And
That's right.
That's your number one goal, is to contact and establish a relationship. So you do that with these tools to help them provide you with the information so that you can be able to contact them. Like I said, it was real simple. I created this form there in just a matter of seconds. It's already full of posts and everything. This looks like something I may have used once before. It is something I've used once before. That's the reason the information was already filled in there. Normally it would have just come up with just a blank form and sample information of which you would go in and then edit and create what you need and what you want for your particular application. Has anybody got any questions or anything like that? I feel like I'm rambling on. I'm not sure if anybody's listening. I know Marnie's listening. I heard her.
I'm still here.
And David's still here. Everybody's still here. Has anybody got any questions
Mike,
that I can expand on this with? Yes, go ahead.
Mike, not tonight, but the next time maybe. Could you get into blogging? I was told, like, my IBO blog has to be 250 words. So
Yeah.
basically anything, shorter, it can't be your primary blog, because they're not supposed to be duplicates. Because then your primary blog doesn't, for some reason, it doesn't hit the SEO. So I just don't understand that whole process, because I have a WordPress blog, but it's very, very neglected because everything goes on to IBO for the PR.
Yeah.
So
Well, you
if
know,
you could get into
you can
that
do
next time.
when they talk about it had duplicating or something like that. When you can create your blog on WordPress, and you can, and then you can actually take bits and pieces of that blog, or take the whole thing as far as that goes, and take it over to IBO and post it as a PR, a public relation piece. Uh, Public relation piece to me doesn't exactly mean a blog, like a blog. You do want on your PRs, you want them to be interesting enough for people to not only be interested in the one you posted, but to come back and look for other PRs that you might write. And the same thing with blog, but a blog usually has a theme, or a some kind of continuity between different entries. Uh, but that's the biggest difference. But you know, you could
Well, I would
still,
like the WordPress blog to be the main blog,
it could be.
but then you've got to have, you know, new content for IBO basically, because there is not enough to pick stuff out of the main blog and
Well,
put on IBO and come up with 250 words. That's what I'm trying to say.
And basically what I'm saying though is you can take your main blog and put it over as your PR on IBO. And one thing you can do is go back to older blogs that you're talking about, your main blog, your WordPress. Go back to older ones, and pick and choose. So you find one that has a information, or something that was interesting, or something like that, or something would be currently interesting, and move it over and use it as a PR. Your PRs don't necessarily have to be have continuity. They don't necessarily have to flow one from the other. With a blog, you really want it to kind of, if not necessarily be the same subject every time, you want to end one blog making people hungry to come back to hear what your next blog is going to be, and
Okay.
so that's your biggest difference between the two of them. You do have to, with WordPress, you do have to do a little bit more promoting on your own, and that's one thing you can do in your PRs, is promote your WordPress blog. Uh, with a link or something like that, or just a short paragraph down at the end. I've noticed several people on IBO that do what I consider really, really good jobs of writing PRs, and they do it towards the end. They always leave you just a little interested and just a little bit hungry, that you'll click on a link and go over and read their main blog. So, and of course, the main blog is one place you can do a little selling. What you want to sell more than anything else is yourself, though.
So what you're saying is somewhere at the bottom there they put something and they put their blog link.
Right. Usually end with just a little short paragraph or something on their PR that just makes you interested enough in what their main blog is about, and interesting enough to click on it to go over to it.
Well, you could post something on, how some people will post something on IBO and then they'll put a link on it.
Mm-hmm.
You could do it that way too.
Yes.
Besides being in your PR.
Yeah, you could promote your you can promote your PRs on IBO, and then promote your main blogs as well, with comments on your wall. Just put a little short comment that would just tease somebody, or give them just enough that they would want to go see what the blog is really about, and put a link in there that would take them over to your WordPress blog. Or I say WordPress. You don't have to use WordPress. There are other blog systems out there too as well. But WordPress is something you can set up for free. So it's not. If you actually, if you want to get it the best it can be, they have paid versions, but they do have you can get a WordPress blog for free. And
Thanks, Mike.
sure, absolutely. Does anybody else have any questions they want to ask, or any comments, or anything to come up that we need to address tonight? We've run just a little bit over time, but I can answer questions as long as you ask them.
No, not right at the moment. I mean, I'm glad I did get back in because it's worthwhile.
Alrighty. Like I said, this is being recorded. It will be posted on the website. Probably be tomorrow before I get it posted, but it will be posted there. All right. Well, if nobody else has anything particular, we'll go ahead and close out for tonight. Appreciate everybody being here. I want to encourage you to invite more people here every night. Everybody's welcome. They don't have to be a member of the winning team to come to the call. We'll try to make them a member of the winning team before they leave. Anyway, we appreciate everybody being here. We look forward to seeing everybody back on Thursday.
I won't be back till next week sometime.
I know you told me that, and I remembered that, but you will be missed. But we'll look forward to having you back.
Okay, take care, everybody. Good night.
All right, good night.
Good night, everybody. Thanks, Mike.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
God bless y'all.